Hey, Corey Evans here. I got John Zook behind the camera, and we're in Murdoch, Minnesota today to talk for the Easy Insights update number 4. So we just wrapped our first answer plot session here at the Murdoch site, and I tell you what, today is Thursday, June 1st. We were here 2 days ago, and it was 53 degrees, and I was freezing. Today it's 80 degrees, sunny, low wind, and we can finally see corn that looks like corn. The last 3-4 weeks, the corn that was up looked this pukey yellow color. I tell you what, today we can finally see corn that's starting to get that good green color again, and we're looking like we finally turned the corner.
So Corey, the question I'm getting, since corn is green, when can I spray it?
So great question. This is realistically the only first full day of good sunlight and good temperatures. So think of yourself as a weed. If it's going to be cool and cloudy and wet, that plant isn't going to be actively growing. If we're going to have success with the herbicide program, we have to be targeting a weed that is actively growing. So if you're going to make the decision to use herbicide soon, I'd be waiting as long as you can, at least till this weekend, to make sure we are targeting an actively growing weed.
Thanks, Corey. So some of the other things we talked about the answer plot, looking at the different treatments and what we could see with the applications, we talked pretty extensively on vigor and emergence. Can you give us a definition of vigor and emergence?
So great question. They're really two different things. Emergence is ability of a corn hybrid to come out of the ground and produce a normal stand under tough conditions. Vigor is a little different. It's once it's above ground, how consistent can that product stay and really manage through that crappy corn syndrome time frame that we're actually walking into up until V5.
So give us an example of what we'd look for if we had a really good vigor and emerging hybrid.
Okay, so let's take a look at this product here. We're in the back side of the research plot in the Murdoch site. Right in this corner, we had saturated soils where water sat. We're looking at a product called 4079 Smart Stacks. It's a brand new product for cropland that we're going to release next year, and it's one of our strongest emergers so far this year in great vigor. You can see that the stand counts are all there, and look at how consistent of plant height and growth stage that we have.
So show us one that's not so good in emerging.
So if you'd scan over, John, look at this product. So this is a partnered product, but is a weak emerger and weak vigor. Look at the difference. We have a lot of skips and we just don't have the consistency. Now this is really tough conditions. Don't get me wrong. This is a very good product and it's still a great yielder. But when we plant into tough conditions and experience tough conditions after the fact, when we plant a weak emerger or weak vigor, this is what we get. So when we make the recommendation to plant strong emergers first, you can see previously to this row now why it makes such a difference in tough conditions. Make sure you're planting your strong emergers first, especially when we're in tough conditions like we had the past month and a half.
So great, Corey. Thanks for that explanation. Can you tell us a little bit of what we do versus strong versus weak emerger? How can we manage that 30 to 60 days from now?
So when I think about managing vigor all season long, it's really about getting out and starting your fields now. So the first thing I do is I dig up a corn plant and I would look at the corn kernel. Squish it and see if it's firm or if it's really soft. If it's puking this mucus, yellow, brown, watery color, we're probably going to be seeing some symptoms of seedling blights early. The other thing I'd say to take a look at is that mesocotyl. Meso means middle. That's going to be that white root in between the nodal roots and the corn seed. If that's starting to turn brown or look a off-white color, that might be another indication of future problems with fungal pressure or seedling diseases again. So that'd be a great time to A, take a tissue sample, B, check the response to fungicide score, and make a decision on how we manage vigor all season long. And next time we'll be back to talk about response to nitrogen scores and measuring nitrogen throughout the season long.
Thanks, Corey.